Hey, listeners, welcome to What's Up Legal, hosted by attorney Jeffrey J. Jinks. This podcast is where business law meets your community. So let's get started. Today's guest, Brody Dell. Brody is the marketing director, among other things, at Eko Bak Restoration. Brody is a great friend of ours here at What's Up Legal and practically family at Jeff Jinks Law. Eko Bak's mission is to heal property disasters while creating lasting relationships in the community. Eko Bak Restoration, the medicine for disaster.
Each other. Today we've got an amazing guest, Brody Dell, good friend, colleague, client, right, as well. And we're going to talk about him and his company and get to know him a little bit better and learn about what they do, how it works with us. And surprisingly, we do a lot of referrals back and forth. And I never thought that I would be referring to a mold and fire water mold company, but we do share business quite a bit back and forth. So I really appreciate it. So welcome, Brody. I'll let you start out a little bit there, but
Yeah, how are we doing, guys?
yeah, excellent. So today, Brody, let's dive in and let the audience get to know you a little bit. Who are you? Where are you from? And a little bit about your background, that kind of a thing.
Yeah, so I'm right here. I live central Indiana. I grew up in Tipton, Indiana. Small family. Both sides of the family, mom and dad side live in Tipton. Had a half sister growing up. Her name's Andrea. I got two wonderful nieces. No kids at the moment. Got a great fiance, Alyssa. We got two big dogs.
Yes.
Went
When's,
down to Hannah. What?
when's the big day? When are you guys getting married?
Sometime next fall. So there's an order of operation. She's got to pick a place, and then she's got to pick a venue she likes, and then we have to ask them, what's available. So we're I would love it to be next fall, but we're running out of time here. So hopefully she gets to it with picking a place.
Yeah, she'll get it done. That's awesome. Your
Yeah,
job is to say yes, dear.
exactly. Yep. You know the drill. That's why I said she's picking place, location. Yeah.
I heard it. We all heard it.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So you got fiance and a couple dogs. What kind of dogs do you have? Because I'm a total dog lover.
Half German Shepherd, half Bernese Mountain Dog. Brother and sister, they're 95 and 105 pounds. They're awesome dogs. Every day we're working with them to prevent, litter mate syndrome. Everyone acts like big dogs that are litter mates are gonna, turn into Cujo.
Yeah,
That's not the case if you're a good dog owner. But, so it's fun. It's like having two big kids, honestly.
no, definitely. I love dogs, and my Irish setter is 90 pounds, so I feel like that's a great dog. I love having a big dog.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about after you grew up in Tipton, where'd you go to school?
Yep. Went down to Hanover College.
Okay.
Main reason, being blunt honest here, wanted to play college football down there. And then sophomore year, they make you pick a major, right? So I thought
Yes,
business,
something about school, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I chose a communication major, and I joined the business scholars program. So it's pretty much dual major down there. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life at 19, so I thought, let's learn about business and how to talk to people, and everything's a business, so you'll figure it out from there. So,
Right. Did you have a great college career in football, or how did that turn out for you?
yeah, we did really well when I showed up there. We were 2-8, and over my career there, we kept building and building. And senior year, we were conference champs for the first time in 16 years. Went to the playoffs. So I did really well personally. Got some all conference honors and team captain. It was fun being a catalyst to change the program, get it going in the right direction. Now they're having a lot of success down there. They've won 4 or 5 championships since we've left, and it's only been about 7 years, so they're doing pretty well down there.
I knew that, and I wanted to throw you a softball there because I want everybody to know who you are and what a champion you are in everything in business and in life. And that when a client or a customer is working with you, they're getting premium everything. You know, a winner, a person who works hard, a person that goes over and above, and just, you know, I love working with athletes, honestly, because they know how to play hurt. They know how to, you know, get up when they get knocked down. You just got to keep going. And that's the way business is. So I appreciate that. And I want our audience to know that about you, because it is important. And when they hire you, they're going to get a lot more than just a
Yeah.
sales rep coming to their home. Let's segue a little bit forward now past college. What was your career development, and how'd you get into the business that you're in now?
So career development, a little different than most people. First 2 years, I actually went and coached college football, which, looking back at it, I see so much value in how it prepared me for this job, right?
Yeah.
I was always doing recruiting days, talking in front of team rooms, talking in front of, 40, 60 parents and kids coming to the school on recruitment days. So I just look back at that experience all the times, me talking in front of rooms, talking, to big groups of people, selling them on why they should come to this university. And it really turned into a real easy segue to, running sales and marketing for what I do now. But yeah, I moved back to Indy. Was trying to be a financial advisor, got a 69 out of a 70. I needed a 70, got a 69. One of my good buddies, Rick, said, "Hey, come do sales for me." And I said, "Hey, I got $6 in the bank account. I'll be there Monday." And we've been running with it ever since. And now we got 12 employees. We did over 1.6 million last year. And we're really rolling with it. It's a little small business here, competing against all the big franchises.
No, that's
Uh,
awesome.
yeah.
What's your business about? I mean, I know what it is, but you know, folks that haven't heard of your company yet, they will hear about it. And I know that you just got hired by one of my clients here recently. So tell us about your company, the name of it, where it's located, what you do, that kind of thing.
Yep. So Eko Bak Restoration started up in about 2020, right off the northwest corner of Indianapolis, up 86th and Zionsville Road. We'll do about an hour radius. If you're a good friend, client, Jeff's, we'll travel an hour 30, hour 40 for you. But we do water fire mold damage. So you call us, when your biggest asset, your house, is in bad shape or something's gone wrong with it, whether your basement's flooded, your roof's leaking, you find mold in your crawl space because you don't go down there for 10 years. And we're going to come, help walk you through insurance and make sure you get your house put back together and that it's a safe living environment. So, yeah.
How does the insurance work on that? Because I think that's a mystery to the consumer. I know a little bit about it because of my legal practice, but tell the audience, how does it work for insurance? How do you work with them? How do you quote things? And how does the client get reimbursed?
Yeah. So, anytime say a water damage incident happens, your basement floods, we got to figure out the causal loss, right? And that's the first big thing that insurance wants to know, whether it's claim worthy, right? If it's flood oriented and you don't have flood coverage, it's not going to be covered. But say it's a sump pump backup and you have that coverage, we're going to say, okay, it was the sump pump, right? And then insurance is like, okay, this is a covered loss. And we walk you through that process. They're going to send out an adjuster, tell you what it costs to dry up and fix your house. And a lot of times that doesn't align with what it cost in 2024 for contractors to come out. So then we work with them back and forth with the homeowner, and it's called exactment. That's usually what they do their pricing on. So we work with them on that. There's a standardized pricing. We don't make our own pricing. And we walk through that process with the homeowner and make sure they're getting the money supplemented what they need to put back their house to either same as it was before or even better, with just the expense of their deductible, right? So they pay their $500,000 deductible, and we turned a bad situation, their home getting damaged, into a positive, and get it put back together. There's a lot of things homeowners don't know, and that's what, a lot of people haven't had a claim. We've worked with thousands, so we're there to be a resource and help you go through the process.
What's a common mistake or misconception that consumers have when they're making that first claim?
Expectations. I think sometimes they think like, hey, their basement flooded today. and insurance is going to have them a check in 3 days, and their house is going to be put back together next week. Um, it's going to take probably a week for the adjuster just to get out there. Then he's going to go back. He's working on 100 other jobs at the same time. So he's going to get your report done maybe in the next 2 weeks if he's not on vacation. Right. And then we get that back and we go, okay, we can work with this, or hey, they need to supplement this, right? And we require half down to start the rebuild, right? So, like when it comes to the emergency side, we're going to come out, dry it, get the water out immediately, no questions asked. We're just going to ask for your deductible because they're not going to pay you that on the back end. But
Yeah, talk about that a little bit more, Brody, because, for me, if I had a fire, I can't wait for 2 weeks for the adjuster to even, get a report. What's that really look like for the consumer? And why doesn't the insurance company, snap? Is it just a workload thing or what is it?
it's a combination workload and insurance. A lot of times they're trying to see what caused the fire, so to see if they're really at fault, like if they're liable to take the full bill. Um, but yeah, with fires, it's a lot different, right? The family's displaced. Biggest advice I can give families that just had a fire: you want to find a restoration company really soon because good ones will front. They know you're not going to get paid for 3, 4, 5 months, so they're going to front the cost for you, right? So we're going to get started on things. You want to be in contact with your insurance agent. This is when it's really important to have someone locally as an insurance agent, so they can go to bat for you as well. Because you're going to want to get within the first week, right? You're going to need a place to stay, right? And if you don't have insurance that's on the ball working for you quickly, you could be renting a hotel or an Airbnb for 2 months. If they take that long to get your reimbursement. And you don't want to be doing that, right? Your house just burnt down. Last thing you want to do is double your cost, be paying for your home and a rental property.
Yeah. So connect the dots here, because if I'm a consumer, right? Am I calling you first? Does the insurance company call you? Who calls you? Does the consumer call you? How does that work? Or is it a combo? Because
Yeah.
I'm positive that if my house flooded, uh, and I haven't had that problem, but I have had roof leak problems, and I know
Yeah.
people have had fires, catastrophic fires. I don't know. It's very disorienting to the
Yep.
customer. And
Yep.
so they're, and then they're trying to go to work the next day or take their kids to
Yeah.
school, whatever it is. How's that
Yeah.
communication get
So
started?
so obviously the fire department's going to be first one out. It just depends on who you know and your relationships as well. So say if I'm doing a good job marketing, right, you already know me, then boom, you can call me first and we'll come out there and get it evaluated. Say you have a better relationship, you don't know a restoration guy, and you're going to call your agent. You almost want to call your agent first thing, regardless. If you already know you're close with the restoration person, you can call them and then call your agent. But most of the time, you're going to want to call your agent, get the ball rolling with claim stuff. But yeah, and then it's about, so if you don't know a restoration company yourself, usually the process is you call your agent, and then the agent has worked with people that have worked with his clients before, and they're going to say, hey, call these 2 or 3 people. I know they do a good job. They don't like referring out one company because then they're seen as having liability. Oh, it didn't go well, and the customer gets mad at them. So they usually, what they'll say is, hey, here's 3 I know of that do a good job. Pick one, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't know a restoration company personally, usually you get that info from your agent. So it's always a good idea to call your agent first, unless you're watching this podcast, then you call me.
That's right. That's right. No, and definitely here's the deal, from the law firm standpoint, what we get into is a conflict where there's a loss or damage of the property and the consumer is not getting any traction somehow. And
Yeah.
so I'll make the call and I'll say, look, call Brody, he'll help you out. He'll get this thing moving. Regardless of what your agent is doing or not doing, maybe the agent doesn't want to cover it. Maybe it's an orphan policy, your agent's not around anymore, something like that. But we get involved in that kind of litigation, and then we'll push it towards Brody and his company, Eko Bak. Let me, you had something on we do pre-interview questions, and you had an amazing thing on here. What sets your business apart from your competitors? And I thought this was amazing. You said our response time. I I circled it. I'm like, this is impossible. A 2 hour response time. So that's incredible. And I know it's true because every time I talk to Brody, he picks up or calls back instantly. And it's not like we're his biggest customer by far, but that's a really incredible service and maybe something that you would want to talk about a little bit more.
Yeah, no, yeah, a lot of companies, and I actually just went through some training again a couple weeks ago, and it was funny for me to learn one of the larger franchises. They have like the gold standard of response time. They were, one of their guys was like beating their chest about, we have an 8 hour response time, and that's best in the industry. And I just didn't say anything. I was kind of laughing because we tell our clients 2 hour response time, and that's me getting the phone call. Our guys have to drive 40 minutes to the shop, right? And then as long as you're not an hour 20 away, that's our 2 hour window. If you're living in like Columbus, Indiana or Franklin, and you're giving us a call at 1 in the morning, we're probably going to be 2 hours and 12 minutes, right? But
Yes.
for people in our service area, 2 hours is plenty of time for us to get there. And that's one service we do. A lot of restoration companies, they'll say, hey, we'll come inspect at 8 a.m., right? Or we'll be there first thing in the morning. We don't have anybody on shift, but we like being 24/7. And because last thing you want for water damage is for, say it happens at, 5 p.m., you don't want water to sit there, um,
Overnight. Yeah.
10, 12, 14 hours. You can get a lot of secondary damage from that, or even get some mold growth. And we know that's not good stuff. So.
No, you just made an incredible point, Brody. Of course, with water, particularly, you have it's a gift that keeps giving, where it just, soaks in and causes more and more problems. But even more, the response time of being at the home, it's not just returning a phone call, friends. Their company's out on the site within 2 hours. That's stunning. That's fantastic. And that's how they do everything. That's why I mentioned at the beginning about his athletic career and being a winner and successful and everything. It carries over into all of this that they do. I really can't emphasize how important. So let me segue a little bit over to who'd be a good prospect for you as a client, and how do you get your business? Who do you get referrals off of?
Our top two, I'd say, are realtors and then insurance agents, property and casualty, State Farm, Allstate. All those are great. The agents we find that work with us the best are even independents because they can shop around. But just insurance agents that they're doing home, auto, they're doing commercial, and then realtors, right? They run into inspection reports. They're selling homes all the time.
Sure.
Hey, this crawl space is dirty, has potential microbial growth, have inspected by a preferred contractor. That's us, right? So we got to go in attics, crawl spaces, look for mold all the time, do tests. Those are really great ones for us. And then obviously just homeowners in need. If you're a homeowner and something bad's happening to your house and it's an emergency, we're a great resource for you. But as of lead sources, insurance agents, realtors are number one and two.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. I appreciate that. Talk about a little bit, your path into the business was through a friend. If you were advising somebody to get in the business, how would what would you recommend to them?
So if you're getting into the sales and marketing side and you want to do something like what I'm doing, you obviously want to polish up your public speaking a little bit, and then you just need to be a real go-getter and be able to build relationships. So I joke around with people all the time when they ask me what I do for a living. I just drive around Indianapolis and make a bunch of friends and tell them, hey, if something bad happens to your house, we can help, right? So that's really all it is. You just got to be a good relationship builder. For in the field guys, now don't take this the wrong way. It's kind of funny, right? You need to be able to have good conversations with homeowners, right? And be respectful of their home and them, right? And be able to handle customer reactions, because we come in at a homeowner's worst time, right? So they're going to be upset, frustrated, they're already, in a bad situation. So you got to be cognizant of that. So be able to talk to people well. And then my other requirement to be a, field tech guy, right, is you have to be breathing. And the reason I say that is we're 24/7, right? You'll be on call. You have to get up at 2 in the morning, go to a job. It's hard work, and there's not a lot of people that like, being on call for our hours and some of the hard work you have to do. No one wants to get in a crawl space that's moldy and
Yeah.
we'll go through. So I joke around when I say be breathing, but sometimes you have to find people that can talk to customers and they're alive because no one wants to do our job sometimes.
No, it's tough. It's well worth it. And I've got a crawl space myself, and I don't like going down there. My furnace is down there, and I'm like, man, it's like World War III to fight my way down into that little hole, crawl on my belly to get through there. And I'm like, why did they put this in here? I mean, I'm like, I want to find a different solution for my furnace just to put in my air filter once every 3 months. It's enough. Well, Brody, great talking to you. One last thing. What do you like to do besides getting ready to get married? What do you like to do in your spare time for fun, for entertainment?
Yeah, it's changed for me recently, a little bit here recently, but
Yep.
so playing college football, right? I've always been a big football guy, coached it, right? So watching football, whether it's college or the NFL, it's miserable watching the Colts right now, but that's a different conversation. And then, trying to stay in shape, right? So
Yeah.
weightlifting, and then I picked up a new sport in the last year. It's called sled hockey. Pretty exciting stuff. Basically, they don't have the Paralympics doesn't have anything like football, so sled hockey was the closest thing. So I've been picking that up, and it's been a lot of fun.
Neat.
But
Well,
other than that, yeah, hanging out with my dogs, making sure my fiance's happy. That's it's a tall enough task.
it's full time. That's full time, but a great life. Yeah, I know you've got a great life, and I appreciate it. And I just want to encourage anyone who's got a fire problem, a water problem, mold, anything in their home, and really even, almost, sort of beyond that, what you should know is that Brody is a connector. And if you have a problem with something, I guarantee that Brody knows somebody that can fix the problem, whatever it is. That's how we started working together. He's not really a law firm marketing guy, but he he brings us business and vice versa, and we just enjoy working with his clients. And so just think of Brody as a connector that maybe it's not quite in the fire space, but they do a lot of rehab and construction work and can do all kinds of things for you. So keep him in mind. Brody, we've got your contact information available. It's going to be up on the screen. Is there anything that you'd like to cover here at the very end? But I do
Yeah.
want to say we appreciate chatting with you.
Yeah, no, just a couple things. One is like people probably wondering like how do we work together, right? A law firm and a
Yeah.
restoration company. So there's going to be times where say your home's damaged and a company comes out to fix it, right? And they do a poor job and they leave, or they take your money and run, right? You pay them and they don't do the full job, or say insurance is holding up and not giving you the money, right? That's where you can run into something where you're calling Jeff because um, you want it to get worked out, resolved. You need someone to pay for something. And that's how we work it. We can come in and give them the expert opinion. Hey, this is what should have been done.
Yeah.
And then even fix the problem. And then I just want to share a positive experience that we've had with Jeff Jenks. We've used him for numerous things, right? So say you're a business owner, you're a contractor, and there's a potential lawsuit or someone's trying to sue you for something. We've worked together with Jeff on that. They do a great job at protecting you and your business and making sure they take care of you. And then also a lot of companies, business owners need documents, whether it's for work authorization or just making sure your contracts are all tidied up and make sure they're bulletproof. Jeff and his team do a great job at working those and making those. So I can speak on that because they've done that for our company. So,
Yeah. Thank you
but
very much. Yeah.
other than that, I don't
I'll just
really.
tag on to that. Every contractor, honestly, Brody, this is typical, does not have a um, attorney fee provision in their contract. It's like 101. They don't even realize it until disaster strikes. So that's something that we can help out with and have done quite a few times. And home improvement contract requirements are also part of what we do for a lot of contractors like Brody's company. So I appreciate you reminding everybody of that and giving us a shout out. So,
Yep.
so great and excellent to be with you today. I can't wait for this podcast episode to air, and I hope you get a bunch of business out of it. And if not, at least some new friends, right?
Hey, it'll be going. It'll get going. The podcast's going to do great. It's going to be rolling. But you said our tagline there. You said disaster, right? Our
Yeah.
tagline's medicine for disaster. So when bad things strike your home, we're the medicine for disaster. So
Awesome. All right, Brody. Thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate talking to you. Have a great afternoon.
thanks, guys. Appreciate
All right,
you.
Take care.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you like and subscribe. You can also find us on all socials at Jeff Jinks Law. That's JEFFJINKSLAW. And you can visit our website, www.jeffjinkslaw.com. That's www.jeffjinksLAW.com.